Let history record that Africa stood together, firm and resolute, to reclaim its rightful place. Let this generation of leaders be remembered for correcting an injustice that has been endured for far too long, and for ensuring that the Security Council reflects the current state of the world rather than how it was in 1945.
Africa deserves permanency at all global decision forums, especially those seized with making decisions related to the maintenance of international peace and security.
The UN was founded in 1945. Most of Africa had no voice. Today, Africa remains the only continent without permanent representation, despite African issues dominating the Council's agenda. This exclusion, a relic of bygone era, is a profound injustice. Decisions about Africa must no longer be taken without Africa. 80 years after the establishment of the United Nations, the Security Council still operates under a structure that excludes Africa. This not only undermines the Council's credibility, but also challenges the universality of the UN as a whole. Today, therefore, I must restate Africa's clear and legitimate demand. To the permanent members, I reiterate that recognition should be accompanied by a genuine political willingness to take action. To member states involved in the intergovernmental negotiations, let us use the structured dialogue to build consensus on outcomes rather than recycle entrenched positions. To the wider United Nations membership, as the UN marks its 80th anniversary, let us not allow another milestone to pass with words alone. The Pact for the Future gives us the mandate. The Africa reform model adopted by C10, rooted in Eswatini and SAT common African position, provides the blueprint for reform. The momentum is here. The time for action is now. Africa will continue to engage constructively. Let there be no doubt. Our demand is legitimate, non-negotiable, and just. Equal representation for Africa is not only an African imperative, it is a global necessity. It is essential for the credibility, effectiveness, and legitimacy of the United Nations in this century. As we commemorate 20 years of Eswatini and SAT, let history record that Africa stood together, firm and resolute, to reclaim its rightful place. Let this generation of leaders be remembered for correcting an injustice that has been endured for far too long, and for ensuring that the Security Council reflects the current state of the world rather than how it was in 1945. Thank you for your attention. And I invite Her Excellency Netumbo Nandi Daiwa, President of Namibia.
Thank you, Your Excellency Julius Maad Bio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone and Coordinator of the African Union Committee of 10, Heads of State and Government on the United Nations Security Council reform, Your Excellency Joao Manuel Lourenço, President of the Republic of Angola and Chairperson of the African Union, Chairperson of the African Union, Your Excellencies, Heads of States, ladies and gentlemen. 20 years ago, African leaders have agreed and adopted the African Common Position on the reform of the UN Security Council, thus become a roadmap, well-known document as Wiener Consensus and the Ceres Declaration. Subsequently, a committee of 10 heads of state and government of the AU was set up to spearhead the African Common Position. Today, we are here to reflect on the work we have started 20 years ago. Those pivotal documents, born from our collective desire and unwavering commitment to Africa's progress and unity, have played an instrumental role in further shaping our continent's vision to being a dynamic force in the global arena. Your Excellencies, the 8th anniversary of the United Nations is an opportune time for us to reflect on the values and the principles upon which this organization is grounded. Our repeated call for a United Nation that is fit for purpose, representatives and reflects of a present-day reality has become imperative. Africa deserves permanency at all global decision forums, especially those seized with making decisions related to the maintenance of international peace and security. For 2 decades, the Common African Position has gained traction with broader support from many interested groups. This is our reminder that our quest to redress historical injustice and advance equality for a more inclusive and representative Security Council is just and commonly shared. Allow me to acknowledge with gratitude the immense support from all interested groups for the Common Africa Position, which culminated in the recognition of Africa as a priority and a special case in the reform process, as reflected in the outcome document of relevant United Nations process, including the PEC for the future. While the reform process continues, Africa should be proud to have sustained a unified voice within the intergovernmental negotiation since the inception of this process. As we prepare to submit the Africa model on UN reform, we call on the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council to lend their support to us, to stand on the right side of history, and to ensure justice for future generations. Africa is not asking for handouts. We are demanding our rightful place in a council that is tasked with the maintenance of international peace and security, a matter that greatly concerns us, our children, and our children's children. Chairperson, as I conclude, I wish to state that 2025 also marks the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Conference on Women and the 25th anniversary of the UN Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security. Therefore, as Africa strives for equal representation in the world's premier peace and security body, we must also ensure that African women and women from other parts of the world are equally participating in important peace and security decision-making platform at the national, sub-regional, continental, and international level. I will not end without thanking Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, for the great leadership you have provided to the C10 as a coordinator over the years. Your leadership is highly commendable and is bearing fruits for Africa. I thank you.
Hello, and thanks everyone for joining us once again on our channel. We are grateful to have you here. Thank you all also for our new family, our new subscribers. We are super grateful for your constant and unwavering support towards us. So in today's video, we have certain African leaders attending the UN meeting at New York. This is the latest mega meeting that our African leaders have attended. And at the meeting, they were bold, they expressed themselves very well. And we are grateful for the crop of leaders we have currently as Africans. These are leaders who know, they understand history, they understand what has gone on, the struggles of Africa, and in their own way, they are striving to move Africa forward. And you can see that in their speech at the UN meeting at the New York. Their speech was explosive. They spoke about Africa's position when we talk about world security. They also spoke about African nations' involvement when it comes to matters or decisions taken worldwide. It's as though decisions are taken for Africa, whilst there are no African representatives in those meetings. So these are concerns that our leaders raised during that meeting. We brought you a lot of African leaders actually gave a speech, but this two speech was coined out of the full video and then we brought it to you. We believe and hope that you were enlightened listening to this video, and thank you once again for your support. We look forward to bringing you more of such content. Until next time, peace out.